Okay, guys, good evening. Am I audible to all? Okay. Uh, let's start with the session, uh, the day two, right? Troubleshooting session. Let me share my screen again. Screen one. Okay. Right. Let's start with day two session, right? Now, yesterday, what we discussed about packet capture, SNMP, and few other troubleshooting steps like test policy match, right? We discussed all those things. So today I'll be taking CLI in extended way, right? So let me log into Firewall first, and let me share that slide with you. Uh, 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 uh,
Good evening, guys.
Good evening, Tanvir.
Yes,
So okay, let me set up everything. Then we will start. Okay. So today we are
so
going to discuss about CLI Premier, right? So today we will start with some basic CLI commands to advanced CLI commands, right? That help you out in troubleshooting, right? Whenever because in some scenarios you won't be able to perform troubleshooting through GUI, right? So you need to move to CLI, right, to get exact output or to see what exactly happening to a specific connection and all, right? So we must understand the CLI basics. That is very important part again, right? For troubleshooting perspective, definitely it is very important. We must understand how to see a session uh, in PaloAlto and how to find out which session is making error or what is going on behind the firewall, right? Because in GUI there is no way to uh, see the live sessions, right? You can see live logs, but the session won't be available, right? So today we'll try to cover that flow logic. Okay, in flow logic, we'll talk about session and states. Okay, different means how to find out which session creating problem and why means which packet is going on and if my firewall able to create a session or not, right? So that would be the advanced skills, I would say, right? Now let's start with some basic commands first to CLI, right? Now, so functional introduction to the CLI, right? First, how to access CLI? You can access CLI through serial console port, okay, or by doing SSH, right? I believe you already know how to access through console port and how to connect your firewall device, right? These are very basic things, right? Next is subject to role based access control. Uh, we can manage access control on the basis of roles, right? So let's say you are L1 engineer. So for L1 engineer, we can set different type of permissions, right? Or different type of privilege levels, I would say. Okay. And if you are L2 engineer, L3 engineer, or maybe architect, so you may have lots of options, right? Or more device access, more access to extra commands, right? Now, there are only two ways generally, either via serial console or we do SSH if we are accessing it from remote location, right? Now, let's talk about CLI modes. Let me get my CLI on the screen. Okay, so I hope it is visible to everyone, right? So this is my firewall login. Let me log in it. So guys, if you have worked on Cisco routers, Cisco devices, you would be easily able to understand the CLI as well, right? Because it is very similar to that Cisco devices. Yes, but the commands would be different. As compared to Cisco, in PaloAlto, we have different commands. I'll let you know some basic commands, means how to go to configuration mode and all, how to take help, right? We'll discuss about all those things. Now, okay. So if I talk about modes in PaloAlto firewall, we have two modes. Okay, first one is operational and second one is configuration. Only two modes we have. If I talk about a Cisco device, we have exec mode, user exec mode, uh, then configuration mode, right? But here you only have two mode, right? Let me open my pen. Here it is. Okay, so whenever you log into firewall CLI, so this would be the prompt, right? So this would be your username at the rate firewall name, firewall host name, I would say, right? This is the format. If I show you my CLI, in my CLI, you can see that London firewall, this is my firewall name, right? And once you log into firewall, uh, okay guys, I have to change the setting. Mm, mm, mm. Okay. Now, once you log into CLI to the firewall, you can see you are logged in with admin user and at the rate London firewall. This is your host name of firewall, right? Host name of your firewall, correct? Now, now this is how it displays. If you want to see your host name, you can see that device name is London firewall. You can see it on GUI as well, right? Now, this this sign means, right? Uh, you are in operational mode, right? Again, same like Cisco devices, you have less privileges in this mode, operational mode. In operational mode, you can run show commands, right? Show commands. You can see some. You can run some show commands. For an example, uh, let me try to show you here. Okay, so show interface DTH 1/1, right? So show commands you can run. Show interface management, run show. So from through this command show interface management, you can see that this is the IP address of my device and this is the net mask you can see, and default gateway also visible to you, right? Here is the IP address, net mask, and other details, right? This is the port MAC address. You can see that management port MAC address, right? To get more info, there are 1 to 24 lines. You simply need to hit space bar key, right? Simple. So even it can show you some logical interface counters like byte received, byte transmitted, byte packet received, packet transmitted, and all, right? All details are available. Now, this is your operational mode, right? We are in operational mode. Now, how to take help? Again, same like Cisco, you need to put question mark. Just put question mark and you will get so many commands with some suggestion, with some short description, I would say, right? Let's say clear runtime parameters. There is one command start with clear. Clear we have debug, delete, exit, find, FTP, okay, less we have, and quiet, ping, set command, show command, SSH, tail, target, and there are many more commands. But in this mode, you are not able to configure your firewall, right? Same like Cisco device. You are not able to configure your firewall. Now there is one very important command. Yesterday we talked about packet capture, right? So you can run packet capture through this command on CLI, TCP dump command. It capture packet on management interface. Okay. There is one more command, test. Verify system settings with test cases. Okay. And you can also view PCAP, packet capture file. Okay. Examine packet capture files content. You can run it, or you can look at the data, right? After opening that PCAP file here. Now, operational mode done. Next is configuration mode. How to go to configuration mode? Simply you need to type a command called configure. Configure, then hit enter. Now it says entering configuration mode. You are in configuration mode and you are getting this hash key, hash symbol, right? So now you are in configuration mode. If I put question mark here, you can see there are very less command as compared to operational mode, right? But here you can see few important commands like commit, copy. Commit is very important one, okay? And there is one keyword called run. In Cisco we use do, right? Do, after that we type command show IP interface brief, right? Whenever you are in this user exec mode, or you are in configuration mode, after going to configure terminal, you need to put this keyword do, right? If you want to run a show command and a user exec mode command, right? So here in PaloAlto, you need to put run, right? You need to put run. After that, you can put your command that is only available in operational mode, right? So let me show you one example for that. Uh, Let me move out from this. Okay, there is one command show interface management. Enter. You can see the IP now. Okay. Now let me move to configuration mode. Now let's try this command again. Show interface. Again, you can use tab key to complete the command, but it is not getting completed. Hit question mark, but no help. Okay, let me hit question mark here. Show interface. There is no interface command. Start with I, right? Only one command is there, import. We don't have a interface command. Only import is there. Now, to run operational mode command on this configuration mode, you need to put this keyword called run. So now you can put question mark and you would be able to see interface command. I believe it would be there. Run show interface. Okay, above this jobs you have interface command. Here it is. Now run show interface management. So whenever you put this keyword run keyword before a command, so this command we can only run in operation mode, but now we are in configuration mode. If you put this run keyword, you can use operational mode command in this interface, sorry, in this mode as well. Now let me hit enter. We'll see the same output, right? We are able to see the IP address, net mask, default gateway information, or management interface IP information visible to you, right? So this is your run keyword, right? Very important one. Otherwise, you have to go back to operational mode again and again, right? Now, one more important thing here in example, first you have to go to configuration mode, right? So you have gone to configure mode. Now, the second step would be edit device config system, right? So first you have to edit device config system. So this is the main keyword. Generally, we use this keyword set device config, edit device config system. After that, you have to put your action, means what you want to change. So you can see that first you have to edit device config system. It is for changing the host name. So let us try to change the host name. So put this command, simple, edit device config system, edit device config and system. Simply guys, type at least 3 alphabet. After that, hit tab key. The command will automatically gets completed. Enter. Now you are in device config editing mode, right? Now the next command to change your host name. What is that next command? Set host name, and then after that you need to provide a new name. Okay. So type set. Okay. Set host name. You can put question mark. Now you can put any name, right? So as of now we are using London Firewall, right? So let me change it to another name. 2022. Okay. So set host name. Okay. Done. Command accepted. Now you have to run commit command without running commit, without saving this configuration. Uh, Again, in the same way, same like Cisco, right? If you don't save configuration, it will not be implemented on device. So let me type commit and then hit enter. If you want to abort this process, commit process, you can use Control C to abort this process, right? Now validation error, high availability group is missing. Okay, so there is some settings made by us. Let me change that back. Uh, Commit config revert changes, revert all changes. Okay, done. Now let's try to push this configuration again. Okay, there is no changes because we have reverted, right? So let's change the host name, then commit. So guys, these are very basic commands, but very important. Okay. Now we'll move to advanced commands. We'll talk about session table today. Okay, where we will use some advanced commands. Okay, configuration committed successfully. Now let's move back to firewall, but you can't see that host name. Okay, now host name is PaloAlto 2022, right? So now my host name also gets updated on GUI as well, and here you can see on CLI as well it got updated. Simple. Okay, let's move to some basic commands again. Let's talk about difference between operational mode and configuration mode, right? So guys, these all things looks very simple, but yes, if you want to make yourself advance in troubleshooting, you need to understand these modes. Okay, so operational mode WES, configuration mode. This is the default mode. Generally, whenever your firewall boots up, you will this mode would be reflected, right? And to go to configuration mode, you need to use configure command. This is prompt sign for operational mode, configuration mode prompt sign. Okay. Sample commands you can run: show, less, test, debug, as I told you, and show, set, or delete. You can even delete some configuration in this configuration mode, right? Commit. We recently used this command, right? Variable working context. So we don't have any context here. Yes, we can use edit command, right? Next is operational effect. So whatever the changes, whatever the things or you see here, you will get immediately. But whatever the changes you make in firewall in this configuration mode, you need to uh, enter commit command. After that, you would be able to uh, see the effects on firewall. Okay. Next, next is shared feature. Okay. Role based access control, autocomplete, suggestion, short explanation for option. Okay, guys, let's move from this. This would be enough for us. Now, there are some basic things like how to autocomplete. You can hit tab, as I told you. If you want to write interface, so you just need to type int. After that, hit tab key. The command will automatically completed. Right? Hit spacebar uh, to uh, complete that complete command, right? You can use tab or spacebar both here. Question mark for help. Okay, instantly you will get so many options with some short description. Now other shortcut we have: to move cursor forward or backward, control plus arrow key you can use. Okay, simple, same like notepad. Now move to start or end of the line, control E. Okay, delete the preceding word, alt plus plus or alt backspace, right? Means delete a complete whole line or whole syntax, not whole syntax, but a single sentence, like show interface management. So you want to remove management, so you need to use that key, alt plus backspace will remove one word. Okay. Now scroll command history, you can use control and up down arrow. Clear the screen, control L. Let's try this. Control L. Okay, simple. Now moving to the next part. These are very basic things. Exploring command parameters. Okay. Now there are some indicators available in CLI. Okay. So this is our first indicator. If you see this, because here you can see that this indicator, right? Arrow. Sorry, not arrow. Uh, not required branches from the other option listed, right? Next is plus. Uh, may be used with any of the other option listed. So generally, guys, we generally understand this one. Okay, this means mandatory. This is pipe icon, right? Let's say we want to match something, we can use this pipe here as well in Palo Alto, same like Cisco, right? So you can see that this is pipe through a command, right? Star means from where to where. Okay, generally mostly we use this pipe command, to be very frank, right? I'll show you how to match the output and all. Okay, so the syntax whenever you put pipe, uh, let me show you something. Show interfaces. Okay, run. So interfaces pipe match. Okay, match. After that, th1/1. We may not get output because it said invalid. Let me put that pipe again with different keyboard. Hmm. Okay, this is I'm not able to put pipe icon from my keyboard. But if you try, you will definitely do it. Let me try it in Notepad. Okay, but it is not accepting this pipe icon, right? So if I talk about this pipe icon, you can put the command then pipe icon. After that, you need to put this match keyword. After that, whatever you want to match, let's say some MAC address, some IP address, you can put that IP address or MAC address here, right? And when you hit enter, you will get the output. Okay, so this match keyword with pipe. I'll show you example here as well. Okay. Now let's talk about operational mode. Let me make it full screen. Okay, in operational mode, what type of commands we can run? Okay, so generally we can run network type of commands, troubleshooting and monitoring related commands, display commands, system commands, CLI navigation command. Okay, so what is network type commands like SSH, SCP, TFTP, FTP, right? Or import or export data, right? To import and export data, we can use these type of commands in operational mode, right? So I don't think so I need to perform practical for all of these commands, right? But for SCP, I can show you. Let me show you. Let me get out from this device configuration mode, right? Now you can see exiting device configuration mode. Okay, now Control L, done. Now try this command SCP. Now after that you can perform import or export, right? Import SCP file. Now what is this SCP? So SCP, okay. So SCP basically a command format. SCP, use SCP to import and export file. So you can use this command same like FTP. We have SCP, right? This is another protocol, right? For importing and exporting the file, right? Because in other side, previous slide, we have seen that SCP, then tab. Once you hit tab, you will get two suggestions: import and export, right? After that, you need to provide the path for that particular file. Clear? Now, monitoring and troubleshooting, you can run ping command in operation mode, traceroute command, debug, TCP dump for packet capture, test for testing result produced by various processes. Okay. Now, display command, show command, tail command, less command, and grep to search log files. Okay. So, guys, generally logs we see on directly from monitor tab GUI because it will give you a good extended output and more detailed output, and that is very easy, right? Now, next is system type of command. Okay, let's say you want to make some changes to the system. System means this device. I am talking about device. Now, system, let's say you want to reboot your firewall. So, this is again your system related, right? System related command, I would say, or uh, system related information you require, right? For that, you need to type this request keyword. After that, hit question mark. Now, request certificate, request authentication, request DHCP, right? Uh, High availability, then wildfire, right? Request restart. Even guys, you can see the profiles like anti-spyware, antivirus profiles. We can see everything from CLI, right? What is configured over here, right? So let me show you simple restarting command. So the command start with res restart, hit question mark system. Once you hit enter, your firewall gets restarted. Request system restart. This is the complete command. Request shutdown. Okay, shutdown then system. Once you hit enter, this firewall gets shut down automatically. Okay, I'm not doing this, but yes, system related commands start with request keyword. CLI navigation, you need to go to configure command, and to come out from configure mode, hit exit. Okay, now how you can search a command with a specific keyword. Okay, this is the syntax, guys. Find command keyword. After that, you need to put keyword what you want to match. Okay, let's match interface. Okay, so find command keyword. Now I need to provide keyword. So my keyword is interface. Enter. Now it will show you everything, all the details wherever interface is mentioned, right? So there are so many things. Clear neighbor interface, clear DHCP lease interface, clear DHCP uh, lease interface, then name, then IP, then IPN slash netmask. So guys, you can see so many commands related to interface, right? Now, simple. Okay, just remember this find command keyword. After that, you need to put the keyword. This is the syntax. Now you can read this note. Results are limited to the current command mode. Operational mode and configuration mode, you may get different results or limited results, right? Now, this is configuration mode navigation, right? Uh, or I would say configuration hierarchy, right? Now, network, then interface, then Ethernet. Let's say we want to manage, we want to make some changes to our interface. So this is the approach, or this is how you go inside, right? First, you have to uh, Let's say this is your firewall. Edit network interface Ethernet ETH1/4. Same way, network interface ETH1/4. Yeah. Okay, this is actually uh, this is for new guys who is fresher who don't understand this thing, right? So we already know that because we are already experienced, right, on it. So if you have gone through with CCNA basic training, you will understand this. Okay, in the same way, if you want to go to virtual wire, we have a different path. Okay, so you need to go to device config, then go to virtual wire. Services, you want to see DHCP services, first you have to type services, edit services DHCP. Okay, this is how you can put command. Now you want to see zone profiles. Okay, now edit zone profiles. You need to hit means type this command, this type of command format. Now edit command set the context within the configuration hierarchy of command execution. Up changes the context to the next parent level up. Okay guys, you can read it by your own. These are very general things, so I'm not going to discuss this here. Okay, now edit command, again it is most important whenever you are performing any type of configuration through CLI. Okay, edit set command, set clock. Okay, is one of the command to change your clock timing on your firewall. Delete, to delete a particular configuration. Let's say I want to delete Ethernet 1/1 port configuration. You can use delete keyword. After that, you can put interface detail. As I told you, go to configure mode, edit profiles. After that, edit profile URL filtering. You need to put the action name. URL filtering, anti-spyware profile, antivirus profile. Okay. Once you hit enter, hit tab. Okay. And after putting URL filtering, actually we are getting this invalid syntax. After that, you need to provide the name of the URL filtering profile. Okay. So this is our URL guest Wi-Fi. This is our URL filtering profile name. Okay. Now, uh, edit is the top of the configuration hierarchy. Press the tab key. So guys, I don't think so I need to explain this because it is everything already clear to you. Go to configure mode, type this complete command, edit profile URL filtering, and then URL filtering profile name, right? That is already exist on your firewall. Okay. Now, and you will get the output, right? We can run this command if you want. Let's try this. Go to objects URL filtering. So default, the profile name is default. Let's try this default one. Otherwise, edit profile URL filtering. Edit profile. Okay, we are not in configure mode, right? First, we have to go to configure mode, edit profile. Okay, profiles space, hit question mark. Now you can see everything is available here. File blocking. Okay, spyware profile is also there. URL filtering, spyware, virus vulnerability, wildfire analysis, decryption, data filtering, custom URL category, right? Everything is there. Now let me use this keyword called URL filtering. After that, hit question mark. Now it is asking for name. So the name is default. Okay, but we are not able to see it because it says invalid syntax. We don't have a customized profile. This is the default profile, right? We cannot edit this default profile. Let me try to do this. Yeah, because this is read only policy, right? This is read only policy. We are not able to edit it. But if you create a new policy, definitely you will be able to edit it from CLI. You need to put that profile name over here. After that, you will get more options. Okay. We'll generally not do that in practical life because GUI is very easy, right? We know how to create a profile. Now, configuration mode, 3-4 important commands like set command is very important, show command and delete command. Okay. So let me tell you syntax simply. Some simple syntax like uh, set command. Okay. Now set block streaming media action block. Okay. Now set command are executed relative to the current position in the hierarchy. Right. Means let's say you want to change the time zone. Okay. So you need to put the set command. Simply you can understand it in that way. Right. So you can use set keyword. After that you have to follow that command. Now the next is show. Show commands are executed relative to the current position in hierarchy. Right. We already know that how to use that. Okay. Now delete. Delete command are executed relative to the current position in the hierarchy. Now let's say you want to delete URL filtering profile. Simply type delete keyword. After that URL filtering. After that URL filtering profile name and hit enter, and also don't forget to hit commit. Okay, simple. Edit URL filtering. Okay, let me try to do this. It will show you available URL filtering profiles here. Edit URL. So we have delete keyword available here. Okay. If first we have to go to edit device config mode. Okay, we are out from configuration mode, configure mode. Now edit URL filtering. Okay, admin override is available. So I think this would be the second command. Okay, delete URL filtering URL. This one. After that we can edit it. Okay, so we have discussed some basics for the CLI and PaloAlto firewall. Now, if I talk about invalid command, you will get two type of error in CLI. One is invalid syntax, and the second one is unknown command. Okay, so you already understand what is invalid syntax. Invalid syntax in operation mode, invalid command typically return back to these two messages. Okay, so the first one is unknown command or invalid syntax, means your command was wrong, something wrong in that command. Because let's say for an example, you have entered this keyword and hit enter, right? It says unknown command. Let me show you this error. Very simple things, guys. Nothing critical in that. Enter. Now we got this error, unknown command. Okay. The another one is invalid syntax. Moving to the next part, displaying and navigating data. Okay. So guys, this is very important one. Uh, we have gone through with some basic commands, right? But if I talk about this one, these are very important one. Okay, because our firewall also maintain a session, so we must know how to check a session, right? Sometime, I don't say sometime, but generally, usually we have to, whenever you are performing a troubleshooting, you may need to check connection in session table, right? Because user will say you check if your firewall processing our connection or not, right? In that case, you need to show them the session going on through our firewall. Right now, we'll discuss about in detail. Okay, this is the important topic for the day. If I talk about from troubleshooting perspective, okay, this is very important, the session part. Okay, so now we already know that our firewall is a stateful firewall, right? It has a session table, connection table, whatever the name you say, right? Generally, we call it session table, right? Now, there are only two, three commands that you need to remember to check out the session, right? So now you have to understand this. You have to uh, you have to learn this first command, which is show session. This one, show session all filter. Okay, show session all filter. Okay, let's say user has provided you source IP and destination IP, and you want to check connection in session table, right? Let me show you here. What was the command? Show session. We are in configuration mode. Let us exit from this mode. Okay, show session all filter. After that, guys, you can put filters according to source IP. Okay, and then put IP address. Let's say we have source IP 10.1.1.1, right? Then user also provided your destination IP. Now you can put destination IP. Okay, actually that's not a valid IP. Source IP address, right? IP. Okay, 10.1.1.1 space destination IP. Let's say 19.19.19.10. Okay, space. You can put so many filters. Protocol. Even you can put IP protocol number. Let's say protocol number 89 we use for OSPF. You can put that filter as well, right? Show session all filter. Source IP is this. Destination IP is this. and source port is, let's say, 444455. Okay, and my destination port, you can filter, guys, you can filter exec session, right? And that session is for port number 80. Once you hit enter, you will get the output. But in our firewall, there is no such kind of session is going on. That is why we are getting this no active session. Right now, let me explain you everything in this tab, in this output. So it says show session all filter. After that, you can filter application, right? TCP port numbers, application like Facebook. Okay. Uh, there are so many applications like BitTorrent. You can filter BitTorrent related connections, right? Count uh, from egress interface to ingress interface. Even you can provide the zone, from which zone to which zone you want to see the connection table logs, right? You can also see that. Now, next is show system state filter. Then this is file name. Okay, let's not talk about this. This would be enough. Okay, show session all filter. So always remember this command if you want to see a session. Okay, again, this is a very important from troubleshooting perspective. You may need your client may ask you to check sessions. Okay, now next is show jobs, right? Let's say I don't have a session ID, but let me try to get something for you. So session all. Let me try to get some output. So session all. Okay, I got that image. Where is our black code? Okay. So when you put this command, show session all filter, after that you have provided source IP, destination IP, right? You will see this kind of output. Okay. In this output, you can see session state is active. Okay. Type is flow. This is the flag. We'll discuss it about it later. Okay. This is source port, source IP, source zone, source protocol, and port number. Okay. Destination, right? So in first line, you will get source information. This is your source 192.168.33.202.102.4 is port number, and the zone is trust L3, right? And in second line, you will get destination related information. My destination for this IP would be 4.2.2.2, and the port number we are hitting is 53056, and it is going towards untrust zone. Okay, simple, simple to understand. This is how we can understand our connection table. Now let's say we want to see more detail about this connection, because this connection looks very relative, uh, very similar to our user concern, right? So now for that you need to type next command, which is show session all, sorry, uh, show session ID. This is the command. Second command is show session ID. Then you have to put that ID number. Now, what is this ID number? This one, 41496. This is ID number. Once you put that and once you hit enter, you will get a different output. Let me show you that output in detail. Guys, these are very important points. So, if you want, you can note it down. Okay. So, once you put this command, show session with session ID, you will get this. output. Okay, you can see that show session ID and then ID number. Okay, now client to server flow, server to client flow. Okay, you can see that what is source IP? This is source IP. Zone, destination IP, protocol number, source port. Generally, we check states. Okay, state is active, state is active. Sometimes it shows discard state. Okay, discarding or disabled means you will get different type of message instead of active, right? If this is the scenario, it means there is something wrong with the network. Okay, it means your firewall not able to create a connection for that particular source and destination. Okay, now you can see a timeout is 30 second and TTL is 2 seconds. Okay, so this is the output that you will get for client to server flow, and this is server to client flow. Generally, we check these active and timeout. Okay, timeout settings, and this is session in session other. No, we don't check this one, last one, but yes, active we need to check, right? And let me get one more image for you. So this is how you can check a session in detail. Okay. Show session ID. Okay. So yeah, now you can see that this session is discarding. It shows the state is discard. Okay, it means now once you get discard state, the output will be different below. You can see the tracker stage firewall proxy decrypt failure. So this is the error we are getting. That is why we are not able to create uh, a connection for that particular source and destination IP. Clear? It will show you the reason why we are discarding clearly. That is why, guys, it is very important part in troubleshooting, right? Because you will understand why it is discarding and you will show this output to the user. This is the reason my firewall not able to create a connection for you, and that is the reason you are not able to connect to a particular server or internet, right? So you need to fix this error. So there is only one way from firewall side you can perform. You can clear this session. Okay. To clear this session, you need to put a command clear clear session ID then ID. Okay. Once you hit enter, it will clear this session. Okay. And whenever you are trying to clear this session, don't forget to uh, copy this text to a notepad. Okay, because in case if you lost this uh, document, you may require in further troubleshooting. Otherwise, generally this is my suggestion, right? Even you can see one more thing here. I have seen that uh, you can see that source to client, server to client, it is also discard state. Okay, this is also in discard state, right? Moving to the next part. Now we know how to check, how to filter specific connection from session table. We understand this. Okay. Now show jobs. Okay, show jobs again. In the same way, in Windows 10 we have task manager, right? So when you go to task manager, you have process option, right? In the same way, you can see jobs, run jobs going on your firewall, right? So let me try this command here. Show jobs. enter. Okay. Show jobs all, enter. So these all jobs recently run by my firewall. So as of now, no commit is going on, no auto commit is going on, no validation is going on. Okay. So you can access this point from GUI as well. Uh, Here you have task button. When you click on task, you will see this currently ongoing jobs, right? Now,
Hello. Sorry to interrupt. Job means what they mean?
jobs
That access
means,
data or something.
yeah, jobs means processes, like what processes are going on.
Okay.
Yeah. Means
Okay.
what your firewall proceeding as of now.
Okay.
Yeah. Now filter keyword. Now you guys know how to use filter keyword. Okay, filter based on additional options. Show counter, global filter, and then category. Okay. Counter will show you counts, number of packets going on and received or transmitted, right? Show system state filter. You can put this filter as well. Okay, filter is again important keyword. And the next one is pipe. We know how to use pipe, right? If you did CCNA, you already know how to use this pipe. And after pipe, you can put two keywords. One is match and the other one is except. There are two keywords you can use, right? Match and accept functions. So you need to put command, then pipe, match. After that, what you want to match? Command, pipe, accept, string means what you want to accept. Okay, moving to, okay, I think we got disconnected. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so less command, guys. Let's not discuss this because generally we don't use it. But if you want uh, everything getting recorded, you can pause this video and read it. Okay. So these are common CLI tasks you can perform. Like through CLI, you can export and import configuration logs, PCAP, tech support file, and core files. Okay. Now to check status, you can use the show counter command. After putting that show counter, you can use filter command. Let me show you this one as well. Show counter. Okay. Now filter is not there, right? Show counter interface VTH 1/1. Okay, let's see through. So once you hit enter, you can see how many bytes you received on this interface and how many bytes you have sent, right? Unicasted RX means received. Okay. If you want, you can clear these counters. Make it, if you want to make it 0. So this is same like hit counts. So let's type clear counter interface. Okay. Clear counter interface internet. Okay. Interface. All interface counters are cleared. But we can still see that. Okay, we have to make commit, but I commit will not work here, right? Mm, clear counter, all all counters. Okay, we can still see that data. Okay, just a simple command, guys. Just remember this, right? On live firewalls, it will definitely work. Okay. Now, set review and commit configuration, test and validate changes. You use debug level tools. Okay. Uh, so for reference, for CLI reference guide, I have two guides. Okay. There are two guides available. So I have this one. If you want, I will share this PDF with you. Okay. This is basically only for your CLI. Let me show you that. Uh, where it is. Okay. This is CLI reference guide. If you want, you can take it from me, because in some scenarios, we'll have to uh, use CLI mode as well, right? So everything is available, set, shared, override, everything is there. Whatever the command you want to see, let's say request shutdown. Now this is request shutdown system, option none, okay, and required privilege level of super user, VCS admin, and device admin. Here, this is how you can read about each and every command. Every command is available here in detail. You can take this PDF from me. Clear? This PDF will definitely be helpful for you whenever you are performing a troubleshooting from CLI. So guys, if you lost GOA access, what will happen? You will move to CLI, right? Yeah. So we are done with some basic CLI commands. Now I'm going to talk about more about the session and stage, okay? Because this is very important thing whenever you are performing troubleshooting on firewall. Okay, how does network communication works from client to server, server to client? We know how communication works. Okay, just a general thing. Let me skip this. What is Palo Alto network firewall session? Okay, means to create a session, what details we required. So uh, we your uh, let's say, let me take example here. Okay, let's say we have data. Okay, after that we have IP header. Okay, in this IP header you have information. What information you have? You have source IP, destination IP, source port, destination port. Okay, four informations you have. Okay, and what is next? IP protocol. Okay, which protocol you are using? Okay, let's say I'm using protocol number 89, right? So to create an entry in session table, it will capture, your firewall will capture all the data from IP header. Okay, it will not look at the data packet. So this is what I want to say. So uh, if you see this, a session is set of two flow keys plus session metadata. Each flow key is a hash of five packet header fields. Okay, these are five packet header. One field, second field, third field in fourth and fifth. There are five fields in, we are going to pick from IP header. Okay. Now So these are some main components we are going to pick from IP header to create a session in connection table or session table, right? Let me move to next slide. What is a session? A session is related set of two unidirectional flows of data. Why unidirectional flow? Because either your data flowing from server to client or client to server. So this is unidirectional and this is also unidirectional, right? Client to server or server to client. Now, TCP, UDP and other, okay? From the SYN Act to FIN Act, okay? Uh, we can see sessions, right? Maybe a reset flag. Sometime you have received a reset flag. You can see session for that reset flag as well. Okay. Now for UDP as well, you can see the sessions, right? From the first packet seen to labs. Okay. Let's not discuss this as well, guys. This is something very basic, right? So that would be enough for us to understand what is session. Now, show session info command. Okay. There is one more command, show session info. We discussed two commands, show session all filter, and after that we need to put IP addresses, whatever you want to filter. Then second command was show session ID to see the output of a particular connection, right? We need to put ID number of a connection. Next is show session info command. Show session info command, okay. In this you will get information about sessions which is going on through this firewall. So you can see that number of sessions supported by your firewall is 65,000. Packet rate as of now 0. So output 0 kb per second. New connection established rate 0 connection per second. Okay, UDP default timeout you can see. This is your connection timeout, guys. For UDP in PaloAlto it is 30 seconds and for TCP 60 seconds. Okay, TCP default timeout is 60 minutes, 3600 seconds, right? Now session setup. So guys, it will show you information regarding your session table. So in what situation or what condition your session table would be cleared, right? Automatically. Now, so it's talking about packet flow. Okay. So whenever you receive a packet or ingress interface, it will create a session and it will after that it will move to the next phase, right? To get more detail about packet flow, guys, I have uploaded another video on my channel. You can watch it from there, right? For packet flow. That is a detailed video for packet PaloAlto packet flow. Now session states. So these are different states we have in session. Active state we have seen that, discarding state and kind of closing state. Then one more state is there, closed, free state, and init state is initializing state, and opening is opening state. As the name says, everything is same. Active means your connection is active. Discarding means we are dropping that particular connection, firewall dropping it. Closed means communication has done and this session has been closed. Okay. Free means available. You can see that in gray it shows transit states. Your connection is in transit, right? Init means the connection is initializing. So there is one feature called session browser, which is available on your monitor tab. Okay, you can see session details here as well. But generally, we use CLI to filter out a specific session. Go to monitor tab. Here it is, session browser. Okay. So this is blank as of now because no session is going on this firewall. Okay. So you can see session ID from there. You can see the state. Okay, everything is available on GUI as well. Show session all command we already discussed about it. This is your session ID. This is your application name, state, type and flow, or this is flag. Okay, from where to where this connection is going on. From this connection is going on from inside to outside. This is the source IP, source port number, destination IP, and destination port number. Right. So session ID, then ID number. I already discussed this. Traffic log. To see traffic logs in detail, you will get this lens icon. Once you click on this lens icon, it will show you details log view. Right here you can also see session ID 24889. You will get the session ID from here as well. Right, and simply run show session ID command to see why your session getting means your session is active or discarded. Now session and reasons. From troubleshooting perspective, guys, these are reasons are very important, right? Because let's say you have seen the session and it is getting TCP reuse option, right? Now what you will suggest to the user? The session was closed for reuse before the final time wait period expired. Okay. Now let's talk about threat. A threat was detected in this connection and rule action was reset, drop, or blocked. So this is blocked. This connection is blocked by my firewall because threat got detected on this connection. Policy deny. The session matched a rule with the action set, deny, or drop. Okay. So in session you will get this policy deny option. Okay. Decrypt cert validation. TCP fin. It means everything good. One or both nodes send TCP packet with fin flag set. It means you are successfully able to communicate, uh, make communication between client and server. TCP fin means all good and everything working fine. TCP reset from client, TCP reset from server. Connection has TCP resetted from client side, TCP reset from server side. Okay. One more important one is out. Whenever we get this aged out, it means that is a UDP type of communication. Okay, packet stopped following and wait time expired. Typically end of UDP connection, right? If you are getting this aged out, it means that UDP connection has closed or timed out. Timer has expired. Okay, sometime you get unknown. The log is being read on system release prior to the introduction of the end reason, right? So the important one, I would say TCP pin aged out. This is the important one. Threat. Generally, you will see these kind of situations. Okay. Policy deny. You may see this error as well. Okay. That's it. Now, how to check traffic logs? On GUI, we know how to check traffic logs. This is the command show log traffic, and you would be able to see logs for specific source to specific destination, for source port to destination port, from inside zone to VPN zone. Okay, and the action taken is allowed, and this is my rule name, TCP logging. This is my rule name. Okay, and it got allowed. This is my destination zone, destination port, destination IP, and we are receiving TCP FIN. It means my connection has completed successfully. Okay, you can see that aged out. Sometime you will get aged out. Okay, sometime you will get decrypt cert validation, policy deny, and traffic logs. Okay, this is flow logic. Flow logic is very similar to packet flow. For packet flow, I have uploaded another video, guys. You can, uh, I'll share that URL with you. Okay, you can go through with it. Let's not discuss packet flow today. Okay, my primary task for today was only to complete this CLI and to complete this session related session and states. Okay, this was very important from troubleshooting perspective, right? I think that's all for the day, guys. If you have any query, you can uh, let me know. So, do you have any query, guys?
Uh, could you please share this document?
Yeah, sure, sure. Definitely, I'll drop this document on that WhatsApp group. Okay, you can take it
Yes.
from there. And there are two more important information, or I would say announcement. I'll be starting another Palo Alto batch from tomorrow. Okay, if you want, you can join. If you want to join a demo session, you can join. Okay. So that another batch will start from around 6 p.m. or maybe 7 p.m. tomorrow. Okay. If you want more information, you can ping me.
It's a weekday batch, it would be.
Yes, it would be weekdays batch, and there would be 5 classes at least in a week. And the duration for that course would be 4 to 6 weeks.
Mm.
Okay.
There is no weekend batch.
Uh, yeah, we can start weekend batch, but generally I won't suggest people to join weekend batch. Why? Because on weekends, uh,
Mm.
if I take weekend batch, there will be 4 to 5 hour class, right? And you will not understand the concept. I'm definitely sure. If I take 5 hour 2 classes, Saturday and Sunday, you would not be able to grasp everything, right, in one shot.
Mm.
So better, you can take regular classes at least for 1 hour, because generally if I start this batch, uh, it would take 1.5 hours, sometime in 1.5 hour or 1 hour. So the session will be maximum 1.5 hour, not even 2 hour. And uh, firewall, right?
Actually, it's clashing with my shift timing.
Yes, I can understand this kind of scenario. Okay, we'll discuss it. You can
Okay.
ping me on WhatsApp. We'll see that, because sometimes I also start morning batches. So there are some US batches also there, right? If some US guys comes, they want me to deliver training on different timing, because I am also a working professional, so I have to manage my shift timings according to this class timings, right? In the same way, we'll discuss this. You can message me. We'll discuss this definitely for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm. Okay, guys. So I think that's it for today. I'll share all of these documents and this CLI related PDF. Okay. So any more question? Okay. Hi, sir. Can we have a recording session? Yes, definitely. I'll share that link as well. Recording session, the link, right? Actually, I have uploaded the first part of this video on my YouTube channel, you will get the second part as well over there. I'll share the link. Okay. Any other question, guys, or shall we end for the day? Okay, if no question, let's end this session. So I hope you got a good knowledge or understanding about troubleshooting on Palo Alto Firewall, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Yes, thank you.